In. The Guam Humanities Council will be hosting a screening of The Garden as part of the Tano Yan I Tasi project. Joining me now are Guam Humanities Council Executive Director Dr. Kimberly Keeling, a good friend of ours, and Coordinator of Marketing and Programs, the lovely Monica Flores. Both of them lovely. Ladies, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having us.
I think, right? It's the 10th. We're still within
Oh, no, I still
date.
say happy. We haven't seen you in the New Year, so.
Well, thank you. The Garden. You know, let's talk about that because, of course, this project is an ongoing one. You guys have done a lot of really interesting things.
Right.
What kind of film is this?
I'm going to let Monica talk about that because Monica is really the one that's responsible for doing much of the research and selecting the films and for this series, this component of our project. So I'm going to let her talk about that.
All right. What is it? A drama, documentary?
It's a documentary, and you know, we started off the Film Forum series with kind of two lighthearted documentaries, fun while being very educational and informative. This one is definitely a little more serious. It's kind of a sad story. It's about the largest community garden, public garden in the country, and it was actually in South Central Los Angeles in a very poor community, a predominantly immigrant community, and it was built after the riots as a way to reunite the community and heal. And so it also helped to build the community. People came together, they were growing their own produce, they were able to feed their families, and actually through a land swap with the government, with the council actually, the Los Angeles Council and a land developer, they lost the garden. And even though several famous activists and actors came out to support them and they actually raised millions of dollars to try to buy it, they ended up losing it. And while the government was able to give them other parts of land to grow other gardens, this film is really important because it just really, it tells this amazing story about their struggle, really what the garden meant to them, and how communities sort of deal with limited resources such as land and how they come together to do positive things that are great for the environment but also great for themselves.
So the garden being the principal character, if you will, within the documentary, and also kind of a metaphor for that community. Mm-hmm. So were these the LA riots of the 50s or the 92 riots?
The 90s, yes. This is after the Rodney King
riots. The fires in LA. Okay.
Yeah, right. And there are two large gardens in South Central. And this was not only the largest, but the largest in the whole nation.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Keeling, of course, we were talking about this is a series. For people that don't know, what is Tano Yan I Tasi?
Well, actually, it's a multifaceted project that we started about a year and a half ago, and we launched it with a food democracy tour with Native American chefs Lois Ellen Frank and Walter Whitewater. And they focused on the relationship between health and native foods. So the project really is about addressing principles of ecology and sustainability and what is the connection between food, health, culture, and the environment, and how can we best serve our community through looking at the relationship between those different aspects. Mm-hmm. So we started off with the food democracy tour, and that was really very successful. We've also done a series of hikes and tours. So we've done a hike to Massa Watershed, out to Retidian. We've also done a tour of Hagana Springs Taro Gardens. We also did a farm tour with the Bloss Farm in Jigo, and really trying to look at not only environmental sustainability but also cultural sustainability, and the importance in maintaining culture of growing your own food and getting back to practices that were once performed but are no longer.
And this whole, all of the activities collectively are very thematic because I remember one was about walls, was about the project downtown, and then also of gardens.
Right. Yes. We did a project in association with the Smithsonian, which was actually an exhibit called Between Fences.
That's right.
And then we connected that national exhibit with its relevance to Guam and the ways in which Chamorros responded to and actually built their own fences.
All right, we got a minute left. So, Monica, is there going to be like a panel of any sort to critique and analyze the film?
Right. With every film and discussion event, we have a great panel of experts, and it's a chance to bring members of the larger community, students, a real diverse audience to talk to the experts. We have Bernice Nelson, who is a farmer and a proprietor of Amat Tatatano Farms. We have Bill McDonald, who's the president of the Guam Farmers Cooperative, and we also have Mr. John Borja from the Department of Agriculture, who actually coordinates the school garden program with the Chamorro Studies Division in the Department of Education. So we've got a great panel. And the best part of the evening, we have to stress, is the discussion. So if people could come, enjoy the film, but really stay for the discussion, that's the best part. And we've had some great discussion so far, so it's going to be a great night.
So for everybody out there who definitely wants to check it out, is there any cost, and what time should they show up?
It's always free to the public.
Perfect.
It's January 15th, which is this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Dedido Community Center.
All right, well, ladies, thank you so much for everything that you do. A great series overall. I can't wait to go check it out myself.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, Monica, I'm hoping to get some good analysis from you too on the film.
Definitely, and we'll keep you posted of everything else we have coming up.
Okay, thank you. Look forward to it. Stay tuned because
Fiesta Friday will continue right after this.